Hi guys, what is up? It is Darkverse here, and today I am going to be bringing you a video on my sorcerer glyphs and the rotation I use. So let's jump right into the glyphs. Alright, so your glyphs should look like this. Alright, so we're going to start out with Arcane Pulse. So Arcane Pulse, you're going to want to take Empowered Arcane Pulse, Slick Arcane Pulse, and Keen Arcane Pulse. So you're going to take the Empowered Arcane Pulse to increase your skill damage by 25%. Lovely. Next is for Slick. So without this glyph, Arcane Pulse is normally a stationary ability, but we don't want that. So we're going to take the Slick glyph. Next is the Keen Arcane Pulse. So this ties into the whole rotation, which we'll get into a little bit later. So what this does is increases crit factor by 2.5 times for 5 seconds. Beautiful. Next we're going to look at Meteor Strike. So for Meteor Strike, you should have Carving Meteor Strike, Energetic Meteor Strike, and Hasted Meteor Strike. So, Carving doubles the crit chance, Energetic decreases the cooldown by 10%, and Hasted speed casting by 25%. Next we're going to look at Lightning Strike. You're going to take Brilliant Lightning Strike, Carving Lightning Strike, and Persistent Lightning Strike. So, Brilliant decreases the MP cost by 150. Lovely. Carving Lightning Strike doubles the crit chance, and Persistent Lightning Strike, which has a 40% chance to eliminate the cooldown of Lightning Strike, so you can spam that shit. Next, we're going to look at Void Pulse. So for Void Pulse, we're going to take Carving Void Pulse, and then we're going to take Energetic Void Pulse. So Carving doubles the crit chance, and then Energetic decreases the cooldown by 20%. Next, we take the glyph for Flaming Barrage. One glyph, Hasted, which speed casts by 40%. Lovely, it's just great to use when you're on the fly and you can use it in between abilities really fast. Next we're going to look at Hailstorm. So for Hailstorm we take Energetic Hailstorm and then Brilliant Hailstorm. So Energetic decreases the cooldown by 20% and then Brilliant decreases the MP cost by 300, which is great because this is a filler and you're going to be using it every time it's up and the boss is stationary and you think it's not going to move. I'm going to say think because sometimes it moves and it's just out of it and then it's just a waste of it, but what can you do? Next we're going to look at Nova. So for Nova we're going to take Energetic Nova, Hasted Nova, and Keen Nova. So this Keen glyph here is also going to tie into your rotation a little bit later. So Energetic Nova decreases the cooldown by 20%, Hasted speed cast by 30%, and Keen Nova which, like I said, increases the crit factor by 2.5 times for 4 seconds. Next we're going to look at Mana Boost. So for Mana Boost we're going to take Energetic Mana Boost, and then we're going to take Lingering Mana Boost. So the Energetic decreases the cooldown by 20%, and then Lingering just, increases the effect duration by 40%. So this is what your glyphs should look like. Alright, now let's move on to the rotation. Okay guys, now let's look at the rotation part of Sorcerer. Alright, so for your rotation, as you can see as well, I made the icons bigger so you can see when I use it, when the crit buff pops up and when I use it. So, you're going to start. First, what you can do when starting the fight. So some tanks, I've noticed, don't turn the boss around. Like they don't go through the boss and turn the boss around. So you got to run around the boss. Now as a Sorc, you don't really have a backstab to get directly behind the boss, so you got to move. So what you can do is you can drop Hailstorm, and then while you're running around the boss, use your Arcane Pulse and then Meteor. Because as you can see, my Meteor still went off while I had that crit buff. You can do it that way, or you can do the way I like to do it, which is I walk in and I drop my Hailstorm. Wait for it to come off cooldown real quick. I drop my Hailstorm, and while I'm running around, I pop my Broach Mana Boost, so that way I'm right behind the boss, and my Arcane Pulse is up, and then I can go right into it, and I get into it quicker with the see. It lasted longer that time. And then you can use Lightning if you want, and then by that time your Arcane Pulse should be back up, and then you can go right back into the same rotation. And then we're going to reset. Okay, so you can do it that way, or you can walk in, pop Mana Boost, run around the boss, and do it that way, but you are losing out on those precious seconds of Mana Boost. Mana Boost is makes your abilities hit way harder, so that's why you're using it a lot. Use it off cooldown if you can. Just don't try not to use it when you know the tank's going to move the boss. When you go into fights, you want to go in and know when the tank's going to have to move and what abilities and what emotes he says for what abilities he's going to be doing. So that's why you're going to do that. That's why it's easier to run in, pop your brooch and mana boost while you run around the boss, and then use your Arcane Pulse. Get the crit buff, use that. And as you can see, I'm going to go right into Nova because it just resets, and then do Void Pulse. I'm probably losing out on that crit buff a little bit, but this is how I do my rotation. And that is the gist of Sorcerer rotation. So we're going to recap. So Sorcerer in a nutshell is you're going to use Arcane Pulse, Meteor, and then Hailstorm if you want, or you can pop it before. So really how you play Sorcerer in a nutshell, okay, like really in a nutshell, is use an ability to get the crit buff, use some more damaging abilities until the crit buff's gone, and then use another ability to get the crit buff again, and then use some more damaging abilities and repeat the process. That's really only how you really play Sorcerer. I don't know any other rotation besides that rotation for Sorcerer. And that's how I've always played Sorcerer, and I'm usually top damage, if not second or third. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.